Hello and welcome to Mira Developer by Mira World. Today we're going to talk about a skill that can literally change your career and let you build almost anything you can possibly imagine. I mean, think about it. What if you could build your own web apps? Or automate the really boring parts of your job? Or even dive into the world of AI? It probably sounds like this huge mountain to climb. But what if I told you it all starts with learning just one thing? Just one language? And that language is Python. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly what it is, see why it's so incredibly powerful, and map out the exact steps you can take to start your journey as a developer. You ready? Let's get started. So first things first, what exactly is Python? Well, at its core, yeah, it's a programming language, but it's so much more than that. This is the language that powers everything from Instagram and Spotify to actual research at NASA. So it's unbelievably powerful, yet it's famously friendly for beginners. Let's take a quick look at where it came from. Python was created way back in 1991 by a Dutch programmer named Guido van Rossum. It evolved pretty steadily, but then a huge moment came in 2008. Python 3 was released. Now this was a massive update, so big it wasn't even compatible with the older code. For years, this created this huge, kind of dramatic divide in the developer world. But by 2020, the debate was finally over, and Python 3 became the one true standard that we all use today. And, here's a little fun fact about the name. You'd think it's named after the snake, right? Well, the truth is actually much cooler. Guido van Rossum was a huge fan of the British comedy group Monty Python, so he named his new language after them. No snakes involved at all. So you have to wonder, how did this language, named after a comedy troupe, become such a global powerhouse? Well, it really comes down to three, let's call them special powers, that make it stand out from the crowd. First up is its simplicity. Python code is just so clean and readable, it almost feels like you're writing in plain English. Next, versatility. You can build pretty much anything with it. And finally, speed of development. You can go from an idea in your head to a working program way faster than with almost any other language. This combination is its secret weapon. Now, a huge part of that speed comes from how Python runs your code. It's what's known as an interpreted language, and this is absolutely key for beginners. What it means is a program called an interpreter reads your code line by line and just runs it instantly, unlike other languages that have this extra time-consuming step you have to go through. Think of it like this. An interpreted language is like having a live translator who translates a speech sentence by sentence as it happens. A compiled language, on the other hand, is like waiting for a translator to finish translating an entire book before you can read a single word. That interpreted approach makes testing your code and learning incredibly fast. Another superpower is something called dynamic typing. Now, in many languages, if you create a variable to hold a number, it can only ever hold a number. You have to declare its type right at the beginning. But Python is super flexible. A variable can hold a number one moment, and then you can just assign it some text the next. This freedom makes coding so much faster and way more intuitive for beginners. All right, enough theory. Let's look at what this simple, flexible code actually looks like. I'm going to show you your very first Python program. If you want to display a message on the screen, this is all you write. Print hello world. That's it. One single line. No complex syntax, no semicolons, no confusing brackets. This right here perfectly illustrates that simplicity we were talking about. What about storing some information? Just as easy. You give your variable a name, use an equal sign, and assign it a value. So here, my_message now holds the text welcome to Python. It's so clean, it's intuitive, and you can immediately look at that and understand exactly what's happening. So with this simple syntax, what can you actually build? This is where Python's power really truly shines, because these simple lines of code are the fundamental building blocks for some incredible real-world creations. Honestly, the possibilities are practically endless. Python is the #1 language for artificial intelligence and machine learning. You can automate all those boring tasks, like managing files or sending emails. You can build entire web applications and APIs, analyze financial markets, develop video games, scrape data from websites, and even conduct advanced scientific and genetic research. It's a true multi-purpose tool. And this versatility, it's not an accident. It's guided by a philosophy known as the Zen of Python, which is a collection of 19 guiding principles for the language's design. This quote really captures its essence, a focus on clarity, beauty, and simplicity over doing things in a complex way.
So, you've seen what Python is and what it can do. The big question now is, how do you actually get started on the path to becoming a developer?
Well, your path forward can really be broken down into 3 simple steps. First, focus on the absolute basics, things like variables, data types, and loops. Second, as soon as you can, start building small projects, a simple calculator, a to-do list, whatever. But the most important thing is step 3. Start building real things. I can't stress this enough. You don't learn programming by watching, you learn by doing. And, this explainer is just the first step on that path. We're launching a full series that's going to take you from a total beginner all the way to an advanced developer, building real, impressive projects together along the way. So, if you're serious about starting that journey, I want you to do 2 things right now. First, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the rest of this series. And second, make a public commitment to yourself. Go to the comments and just write, "I'm learning Python." Let's build a community and let's learn this together. Look, Python is more than just code. It's the tool that's going to help you bring your ideas to life. Whether you're a student, a professional, or just a curious mind, it gives you the power to create. So, the final question is for you. What will you build first?